Well, hello and welcome to another episode of today's Conversations on Leadership, powered by Life University. As I do with every episode, I pick a quote that I believe exemplifies the guest that we have. And I think that today, even our guest will agree that this quote speaks to who she is as a human being. And the quote that I picked is from Nelson Mandela. It says, if you want the cooperation of humans around you, you must make them feel they are important. And you do that by being genuine and humble. And this lady is a powerhouse in our community, but she is genuine. She is humble every time I interact with her. She has a bachelor's degree in mass communication from Russ College, a master's degree from Auburn University. We're not going to talk about Auburn in Alabama. From Auburn University in speech communication with an emphasis in human resources and organizational development. She earned a doctorate degree from the University of Arkansas in adult education, training, and development with an emphasis on transformational leadership and organizational change. And I know she is herself a transformational leader. Dr. McMorris has over 15 years of experience in higher education and served in various academic and leadership administrative roles. She's now in government, and her government work experience includes, again, over 15 years, having worked for Cherokee County government, as well as the agency director for community services and special assistance to the county manager. She also served as the chief of staff for the Fulton County District Attorney's Office before coming to Cobb. We're really happy to have her at Cobb as the public services director in 2013. She's had a lot of promotions since. In 2017, she became Cobb County's first deputy county manager. And in March of 2020, she was selected by the Cobb County Board of Commissioners to be the Cobb County manager. Dr. Jackie McMorris works collaboratively with the Board of Commissioners, public and private partners. I've had an opportunity again to meet her in those rooms many times, community and business leaders, department and agency directors, as well as her employees. She oversees daily operations of the county. She coordinates special events and external affairs and is the county's official lobbyist during the legislative session. Dr. McMorris values professional development, transformational leadership, and is a certified John Maxwell trainer, speaker, and coach. I'm so pleased to welcome today Dr. Jackie McMorris to today's Conversations on Leadership. Jackie, thanks so much for taking time out of, I know you have a crazy busy schedule like I do, and the fact that you're willing to take time out with us is truly appreciative and a real honor to have you with me today.
My pleasure, and thank you, Dr. LaMarche, for inviting me to participate. I am honored. And thank you for that wonderful quote. I appreciate it.
So thank you. So let's jump right in. You know, we keep these interviews pretty short, 15 minutes or so. The first question I have for you is, what is the one characteristic that you as a leader believe every leader should possess? What's that one quality that's important to Jackie in leadership?
There are many, and it's very difficult to narrow it down to one. But if I had to pick one, and you mentioned that I am a John Maxwell certified coach, trainer, speaker, it would have to be one's ability to connect with people. We all communicate, but few connect. And I think that as leaders, particularly in these days and times, we have to connect with those with whom we're trying to reach, and certainly those with whom we're trying to lead and to follow. If I had to expound on that, I would also say a leader also needs to have the ability to what John calls leaderships. We are living in times that perhaps we've not lived in before, and if we are still doing things the way we've always done them, but expecting a different outcome, we're in trouble as leaders. So the ability to shift and to adjust to the times in which we are facing is certainly a characteristic that is beneficial to a leader today.
What are the strategies you take to connect with people? Because you are a great connector. And I think I could probably elaborate personally on some of the strategies that you use that I've seen you use. But what are the strategies that you use to connect, to deeply connect with other human beings? Because you're masterful at it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I try. For some, it may come naturally, but for others, we have to be intentional and purposeful in our willingness to be human, to to open ourselves up to be vulnerable so that others can get to know who we are. And I pride myself on getting to know people, to block out everything that's going on in and around me when I'm in the presence of someone else. That is something that some of us have to learn as leaders, because we are always juggling so many different things going on at any given time, right? So for me, when I'm in the presence of someone, I really am trying to be all in, to tune into what they're saying, to really listen to them, to listen with my heart, my eyes, my ears, so that I can respond in an appropriate manner. So for me, it would be being intentional about the moments that I'm in, being mindful that these are people and I want to meet them where they are. And if my mind, my heart, my body is somewhere else, then I can't connect.
And that's a great answer, because I've seen you and I know that's how you behave. And I think one of the things that you appear to do, and you probably do this naturally, not like not a strategy, but you do it naturally, is that you're so always you show up like even your posture. You've got great posture. Your posture is open. Your posture is inviting, and you always have that killer smile. Like you always have such a
Thank you.
great smile. Like when Jackie walks into a room, like you know that Jackie's walked into a room, and now that you're speaking on intentionality, I
Mm.
understand it. Is you come in intention with the intention to connect with people, so you automatically open yourself up instead of being closed down, and you're smiling, so you attract people to actually come towards you, and I guess that's where your intention probably all starts.
Yeah, and it's so much easier to be yourself, to be genuine, than to put on airs or to act like you're something that you're not. When I walk into a room, I walk in wanting to be received and also to receive others. I walk in wanting to get to know someone, wanting to have a genuine conversation about what's truly going on in their lives and if I can be of assistance or help in some way. So for me, I do think it was in part the way I was raised in the South, for the most part, where you greet people with a smile. You just we are connected in so many ways. There are so many things and areas in which we are more alike than we are different. So it is the lens in which I choose to view life and to live my life that I bring into a room, and that's just genuine, just pure being genuine.
Knowing you, it is felt. It is felt wide and far by everybody that actually gets to meet Jackie McMorris. So thank you for being that way. It's a wonderful way to be, and you bring so much value to our community and to all your interactions. So the next question I have for you relates to behavior. So what's one behavior or trait that you've actually seen derail a leader's career?
That's a very good question. And it's just the antithesis of what I said that is so important as a trait for a leader. And that is an inability, or maybe even, Jill, an unwillingness to connect with people, an unwillingness to allow yourself to be vulnerable enough to be exposed so that people can see you as an individual. An inability to connect with others, to meet them where they are, it is very powerful as a leader. And I'm so thankful that I have gotten to know John Maxwell, because that's exactly who he is. Taking the focus off of ourselves for a little while, and focusing on others. At the end of the day, as a leader, people want to know that, three things as I look at it, and that is, do you see me for who I am? Do you care about me? Do you care about me enough as an individual, whether I'm the CEO of or the custodian? How can you help me? Are you willing to help me? And last but not least, can I trust you? Can I trust you enough to open up to you to share what's going on in my life? And so for me, I think a leader's inability and or unwillingness to do those things are the things that can derail a career in a heartbeat. Because if people can't connect to you or with you, and they don't see that you genuinely care about them, they're not going to be with you long. And in county government, can't speak for the corporate sector, but in county government, all we have to provide for folk are our services anyway. So I ask people to show up available, show up ready to work, and to give the citizens and residents of Cobb and the visitors of Cobb every bit of what you have to offer that day, because you just don't know what kind of day they're having. So for me to be able to lead by example, I got to bring it. I got to demonstrate it. I got to show it. And what I try to do every day is to show up available, show up ready, show up willing to connect with others and to meet them where they are. And if nothing else, how can I add value to people, Jill, if I don't value people?
There's a powerful quote right there. There's no way that you can add value to people's lives if you don't value them to start off with.
Absolutely.
A lot of wisdom in there, Jackie. A lot of wisdom in there. Thank you. And you know what? And it doesn't matter where people are leading. I mean, you could be the owner of a small company that has 3 employees. How are you taking care of your people? You could be the CEO of a giant corporation like Delta. How are you taking care of your people? And everything in between, right? So it doesn't apply just to leadership in Cobb County government. It applies to leadership at every single step of developing your leadership skills.
Yeah, absolutely. Because at the end of the day, our greatest asset are our people. And if you want them to mirror you and your core values as a leader and as part of your organization, you have to live it. You have to demonstrate it. Otherwise, you get called out on it in a moment, and there goes your reputation. And as I grew up in the South, as I said, the reputation is all you have.
You know, and once you lose it, boy, is it hard to bring back.
It really is. It really is.
So the last question that I have for you today, I mean, I know that you've faced some personal challenges, you know, in the last few years, at least since I've known you, but you always do it with such grace. Whatever occurs in your life, you know, you've got ways that you manage yourself with that. I think the best adjective that I use for Jack McMorris is with so much grace. I mean, you just have so much grace all the time. And I'm sure that there's something that you do or you have a plan that actually allows you and ensures you that you can continue to grow and develop as a leader. Can you share with our audience what part of that plan might be, or whatever part of the plan you feel comfortable? What does Jackie do so you can continue to grow as a leader and contribute at the level that you do?
Well, thank you so much for the question, and thank you so much for the compliment of grace. I pray for grace. I ask for grace and mercy, and that which I ask for, I also try to give, right? But beyond the spiritual part of what I do to grow and to develop, I am always looking to others who exemplify, who exude what good leaders should be doing, right? So I like to read books. I'm all into my Maxwell books and podcasts and other things. I look to folk like you who are leading in a space in academia and truly making a difference. So besides being in a space where I can learn from others, I try to make myself available to participate in, whether it's the Chamber of Commerce or whether it's on a WellStar board, putting myself intentionally in places in and around folk that can add value to me, that I can learn from. I can spend my day sitting in front of the computer doing emails all day, but that's not really helping me to grow and to develop. So I have to carve out time to read books, to read journals, to participate in events or conferences where I can continue to grow and to learn. I truly do believe in lifelong learning, and at the point where you give up on learning or think you've learned it all, it's time to leave. You have nothing left to offer. So I try to do everything with purpose and intention. And wherever I am, if you could pan in my office, you will see leadership books all over the place.
Yeah, if you come to my office, you see the same thing. And if you come to my house library, you see the same thing.
Exactly.
To help people that are busy understand that it is doable, how much time do you carve out? Is it time that you carve out on a daily basis, on a weekly basis? Sort of maybe as a closing comment, how much time does Jackie carve out to improve Jackie?
I try to do at least a couple of hours a week. And I know that may not seem like a lot, but you're right, we are very, very busy. I'm in the office at 6:45, and a lot of times I'm not leaving until around that time, or when I'm leaving, I'm headed to another event. And a lot of times I see you at some of those events in the evening as well. So if not during the week, I will pick up a book over the weekend. It is something that I enjoy. And I will give 30 minutes. I will allow myself, okay, I'm going to get as far as I can for 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the afternoon, but at least a couple of hours a week. I have to pour back into me so that come Monday morning, I am rejuvenated, restored, ready to go, and to be able to lead my team.
I like that answer because I will tell you, if you had asked me the same question, I would have told you on average for me, it's 20 minutes a day.
Yeah.
The day that I don't get 20 minutes, I try to do 40. And if I don't get 3 days in a row, then I know that on Saturday, I'm going to spend an hour
Yep.
diving
Yeah.
in to improving me. And so for all of you listening, if you think it's a big job and you can't carve time out, it's a must to carve time out because you serve yourself and then make yourself better so you can serve others at a higher level.
Yeah.
So
It's an investment. It's an investment, right?
absolutely, it's a beautiful investment. And I've
Absolutely.
invested tens of thousands of dollars in my library. And then usually when I'm done, if it's a book that I think, you know what, I've learned everything I need to learn in this book, I just give it away. And I'm on the
Absolutely.
Cobb Library Foundation, as you well know. So I donate like cases of great books to the library because somebody else can benefit.
That's
But
right.
hey, this has been a great 15, 20 minutes. I think we're into this. It's been a phenomenal 20 minutes with you. Any closing comments for our audience, Dr. McMorris?
Nothing other than keep doing what you're doing, keep looking up, and keep motivating and inspiring those with whom you are around.
Thank you so much. It's been an honor and a pleasure to spend this time with you. And I know that our audience will benefit from the beautiful wisdom that you actually shared with them. So grateful for you, my friend.